Issue 6, The Spin Doctor. Oh, Bunny! We haven't seen her in a while. That reminds me, the early Archie Sonic comics have a recurring problem where they kept forgetting Bunny existed for a while, which created plot holes like why Bunny wasn't participating in the Olympics of Eggmans with Sonic in the previous issue. I might as well point this out now because knowing me, I'm going to completely overlook her absence a lot like I did last time, because it's way harder for me to notice a lack of something. It doesn't help that there's so many different characters already, like there's already so many different freedom fighters, it's easy for me to not notice one. Which is weird because she's easily the second most competent of them, next to Sonic. So yeah, they don't really use Bunny enough in the early Archie Sonic comics. I'm not sure why. I don't know why they kept forgetting she existed. Even in Sad AM, at the second season, they kept forgetting she existed in favor of this unpopular Dulcie the Dragon character. I wonder why she got the shaft so much. I mean, I don't know. She was a Texas stereotype, but still, she's easily the most likable character, or one of them anyways. So I guess Bunny was sick in those episodes, maybe from eating Sally's cooking. I don't know, maybe someone borrowed her family lawnmower and never returned it, so she went on an angry rampage to get it back. Anyways, this issue starts with Sonic leading his friends to charge ahead into battle for a surprise attack on Eggman's factory. To their surprise, it's already been shut down, and Eggman tricks Sonic by leaving a note saying that he's moved his robot operations deep inside of the Mount Mobius active volcano, luring him there for a trap. What the hell kind of name is Mount Mobius anyways? That's the name of their whole planet. That's like having a Mount Earth. The only way that would make sense is if the volcano was named by space aliens or something and the planet was still new to them. Anyways, Sally and Rotor show that they're more wise than Sonic by warning him not to fall for the trap. But let me guess, Sonic will decide to go there anyways because he's super fast and competent and thus should be able to easily win over Robotnik anyways. Maybe he's right in disregarding their warnings. Knew it! Sonic runs off, and Sally complains about being ignored. Eggman gets Sonic sent into lava, which, instead of sending him to his horrible death, causes him to bounce on the lava comically like Mario 64. You know, there's willing suspension of disbelief, but this is just insulting. I mean, even in the classic games, I guess I'm just supposed to assume that he had rings at that point, and so he was invincible? But still. Sonic runs straight into the fortress, and Eggman brags about his machine that's going to roboticize the entire planet at once somehow. Seriously, how is this going to happen? I mean, I can buy people being able to be turned into robots by being encased in closed containers and then maybe like magical gas kept inside that closed container, because otherwise the gas would escape. It turns them into a robot. I can buy that, but I can't, like, is it just some sort of magic spell from a satellite that somehow tracks down every single person on the planet and turns them into a robot, like sending gas directly at them while somehow knowing where they are? Whatever. It works as a definite motivator for the hero anyways. So Sonic has to deal with a pinball defense system and mentions these toxic caves. This is certainly much more natural than Casino Night Zone's reference. Like, just saying these toxic caves. Much to the disappointment of me, Sonic doesn't look like he's bouncing around like in Sonic Spinball though, so it's kind of a missed opportunity. Not really representing it properly. He just fights badniks. I mean, he at least rides a minecart like in the game. Was there a minecart in Lava Powerhouse? I thought it was only in Toxic Caves. So this is supposed to be a Sonic Spinball adaptation, but it's not, the whole game is about pinball, and there's barely any pinballs to be found. Instead, it just seems to mostly focus on the minecart aspect. Sonic gets distracted by hearing captive animals in distress in front of Eggman and gets sucked up into a tube above him to be sent up to them, and has to dodge giant evil plants. Oh good, I wanted that concept to come back. And he attacks them. Eggman traps him and gloats on a monitor before sending him out of the fortress with a trap. Only for Tails to save him because Sally put him on hover patrol just in case. So great! Tails got to do something and... Wait, so the comic ends? That's it? That was lame. Why? Why would they not... Whatever. So now we have an entirely pointless what-if story where Eggman is Scrooge McDuck in the Christmas Carol. What was going through their minds when they thought this was a good idea? Eggman is not redeemable. He's supposed to be a totally insane psychopath. So why would he... I mean, it would have to be out of character for him to even agree. It's an interesting concept, having Rotor working for Eggman in this scenario. So it's a shame that's completely wasted because it's never explained why he's working with him. Even when Eggman is still clearly dreaming of roboticizing every living thing on the planet. So, why is he okay with this? Is he really desperate? And like, why isn't he roboticized yet? Since when does Eggman have non-robot part people and non-robots working for him? Aside from Snively. Come to think of it, why hasn't he roboticized Snively? Anyways, he sends Rotor to his family as a cheap Christmas present, while refusing to give him any slack in his job. Wait, Whoville? Is this Dr. Seuss? It sounds familiar, it sounds like a pop culture reference to something. What was the point of naming it that? And Snively makes his first appearance in the comics here in a what-if scenario, being a ghost who lectures Robotnik through a TV, because apparently dying has caused him to magically turn good. And strangely enough, he still has a backstory where he helped Eggman out for years until he died and became a TV ghost. Even though the other ghosts that we're going to see are not people with actual identities when it comes to the story. He warns him to change his ways or else he'd share the same fate that he did. What, Eggman would die? Well, it does make sense. Except the Freedom Fighters are too stubborn to kill him, so it had to be an accident. Sonic, the ghost of Christmas Past, or rather, Fast. Okay, like I'm not offended by that pun. Like, in general, puns, as long as they're not extremely bad. Like this pun is fine because, like, he's Sonic, he's fast, it comes with the territory. So, Sonic, the Ghost of Christmas Past, is there to show him his first Christmas with Uncle Chuck and Sonic, because they let Eggman spend the Christmas with them for some reason. I mean, I know that he got his roboticization technology and stuff from Chuck somehow. I don't remember the details. But was he really spending time with Sonic back then too? Why the hell does this ghost say Uncle Chuck when that's not his uncle? After all, he calls Sonic Sonic, not me. So, that's clearly not the same person. Who is this hedgehog anyways? At least the previous ghost had a clear identity. Why is Eggman so racist against hedgehogs anyways? It's never explained why he hates hedgehogs specifically. I mean, we can assume that it's because of Sonic, but still. Eggman is shown, while he's unable to be seen or heard by people watching, that Sonic saved the Christmas tree that his younger self was trying to ruin for no reason. I swear, Eggman, he's just like a tool of the writers to have an antagonist. He doesn't have any sort of explanation at all for why he's doing the things he does. This is why I don't like Eggman. He's not believable as a character at all. He's just there and he serves a purpose, I guess, but we could have a better villain and it would be a better story. But whatever. Apparently we're supposed to believe that the Freedom Fighters kept fighting Eggman, and because they're in the present right now. This is confusing because we just saw that Rotor at the beginning of this episode or whatever was working for Eggman. So is Rotor here right now? So, huh? For the chronology, this is confusing. Why is a Freedom Fighter, Rotor, working for Eggman? And Whatever. How many times have I said whatever in this video alone? And now we have the Ghost of Christmas Present. And this is so lazy. Why is it Sonic again? I just don't understand. I mean, this is obviously not the Sonic, but I just don't understand because we had Snively before, and he's clearly a separate person. Usually, I get the impression that usually in Christmas Carol parodies, you have a completely different character for every different ghost of Christmas past, present, future. But this just has it be Sonic every single time. So Eggman has shown Sonic and the Freedom Fighters at Christmas, sending the malicious gift of Eggman back to him. Wait, what? How is Eggman able to send a Christmas gift to their address when he doesn't know where Knothole is? And if he did, something very bad would happen. Eggman's brought to the future, and alas, at the old man, it turns out to be him. Another Sonic. This is so lazy. I was expecting every ghost to be a different person. Unfortunately, Eggman sees his older self finally gaining victory over the Freedom Fighters and gloats after uncharacteristically considering giving up his evil ways. Something that blatantly patronizes the audience. At the end, we see that the old Eggman gets blown up by the very bomb that Sonic had sent back to him years ago. Why did it take that long? This is a pretty damning plot hole, considering the entire story was built on this. The whole story is revealed to be a dream by Sonic, making me wonder how and why it starred Eggman, and it ends with all the Freedom Fighters outside in the snow celebrating Christmas, because it's totally safe in their situation to be outside of the underground base when Eggman is looking for them. In summary, this issue wasn't amazing. The second story was entirely pointless, and the first story, a Sonic Spinball adaptation, was amusing and charming like the comic usually is until it had an abrupt ending that soured the entire experience because it refused to resolve itself at all. And I'm not expecting it to ever get resolved, because it moves on to an entirely new, unrelated story right after it. Of course, I have no problem assuming that Sonic just wrecked his plan off-screen, but that's off-screen, there's no payoff. Like, did he become Super Sonic and that's how he won? At least show us that. At least mention that. I mean, I like how Tails got to save Sonic again, that was pretty cool. Good thing neither Eggman or his minions ever saw him patrolling or he'd have been used as a hostage. So, who wrote this lackluster issue? Michael Gallagher. Huh.